Today we will be learning how to make candy orange peels, and the first step is to always wash your peels. Next, we're going to get water to boil. We are going to let this water boil. In the meantime, we're going to prepare our oranges. As you can see, my oranges are already halved because we made orange juice, but we have to remove these guts, and I found that the easiest way is to just quarter them and just scoop it out with your hand. And you're going to have a bunch of these. We are going to rinse our halves, and then we're going to put it into our boiling pot of water. Put these in carefully. We are going to boil this for 8 minutes. Remember to stir occasionally. We're going to very carefully strain these hot oranges and rinse them with the coldest water you've got. Now we are going to be removing the pith from the peel, and by doing that we're just going to scrape it off with this knife. Make sure it's sharp so that you don't struggle, and you just want to do that. And then you're going to cut this into strips. It's okay if you have some funky pieces. Just make sure that they're bite-sized. You should have something like this. When you're about midway through cutting your slices, you're going to want to put another pot of boiling water and let it come to a boil. We are going to put the slices in and boil it for 8 minutes, stirring occasionally. Now we're going to strain the slices and rinse it with cold water again. I've prepared a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and water. Now I just eyeball this, but you are welcome to use measuring cups. It depends how many oranges you're using or how much sugar you're going to need, but the general rule is to just cover it slightly. Don't go too far up. We're going to put this medium-high heat, and we're going to dissolve it and let it kind of boil, like start to boil, and then we will put in our orange slices. We're going to be adding our orange slices and putting them in for 20 minutes, adjusting the heat a little lower if it's going too fast, a little higher if it isn't, but you want it to lightly boil during this whole 20 minutes. Make sure you are stirring occasionally, and as the time goes, it's going to get a little bit heavier feeling, if you will. Make sure to set a rack and a parchment paper underneath. We are going to transfer this to where we're going to put them on the rack. I personally like to use chopsticks when transferring them to the rack, just because I want to keep the syrup. But we're just going to lay them out like that. We're going to line them all up. Now this is what it should look like when it's done. Make sure that they're kind of spaced. And now we're going to wait 24 hours. The citrus syrup, I highly recommend with tea. Give them one last dip in the sugar. Just nicely coat this. And then you can store it in a mason jar. You can store it in an airtight container. And they last a couple months, especially in the fridge.